today's video, I am going to show you how I painted these beautiful watercolor mountains. So if you have been following me for a while, you know that anything and everything that I currently paint is to put on a product on my Etsy shop. So I was thinking about hiking, adventure, outdoorsy kind of vibe. And I started painting mountains and I was like, wait, this could be a really great tutorial for YouTube. So it's super simple. I am using one brush, one material, and we'll just jump into the tutorial. Okay, so the materials really are really simple. We have half of a paper of Arches hot press paper, which is the one that has very little texture. Then we have indigo. Then we have clean water, 1 or 2 clean waters. I don't know. I have 2 just in case. So that's all you need. Now, we are going to start with, and I put this little paper here because I was practicing my Halloween and it just looks really weird. So let's just like pretend this doesn't exist and I didn't paint anything there. So in concept, what is going to happen is we are going to do either one of these, like a mountain, right? And it's very organic. I'm not sketching anything prior. All I'm doing is I'm going to sort of block out just the shape. So we're gonna do like kind of like a wiggly line. Ooh, this is getting wet. Wiggly line, and then we need to know or understand that the light, the sun, is like right here shining. So if it's shining on this side, all of this is shadow. But at the same time, there's also a little bit of texture on the actual mountain. So I added texture here, I added texture here a little bit, and here a little bit. Where the sun is shining, there is still, because mountains have texture. So we're gonna do a little outline, just the wiggly line. And then we have to remember that the motion, it's kind of downwards. We need to remember that mountains like grew out of the ground. So it's a vertical kind of angular stroke. You know, when you're trying to color something and you need it to be round, you color in a circular motion. Same concept. You're trying to drag the mountain down. So that's basically it. So let's just get started. So I am going to use this brush. Let's just keep this here as like reference. Let's just kind of try to do this. So clean brush and indigo, and kind of like a light indigo because we're gonna go in layers. All right, so let's start at the top. It is a little scary. I know it's a little scary, but just stay with it. And then from the peak, you're gonna kind of do a few more like this, and then kind of maybe like this, and then another big one. It's really just a squiggly line. And then in the back, that's that, and then let's start dragging some texture down. Also, mountains, they're not so wiggly. They're more like, these are rocks, you know, like they came out of the ground. So let's do a little bit more angular. And then maybe this one. I have a tendency to do wiggly, but I need to keep reminding myself that these are mountains that are rocks. So it's just very expressive. You know, we have the basis of our mountain right now. So then when we kind of go in here and add texture, let's kind of try to remember. I'm going to clean my brush because I am going to, ew. All right. Where's my paper? Just some paper. Dab it a little bit so you don't have a ton of water. And where was I here? I'm just kind of adding a little bit of a mid shadow. Just adding a little bit of texture to the light part of the mountain. Also, this one also has, you know, we can start adding some mid layer. It'll eventually, like, with the layers, will look like this, you know, but we don't want it to look super messy. Okay, so the light part of the mountain just sort of, for now, it's kind of done. And now we just have to keep going in with a darker value and keep adding texture, basically. I like to use the belly of the brush to create texture. Like, if you use the body of the brush, like, it creates this like beautiful just texture, and that's what I'm aiming for. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm gonna move this a little bit over here so I don't cross the camera all the time. So I'm trying to not like wet my brush too much. I'm trying to work kind of in a dry, it's still wet, but in a more of a dry brush technique. See how it starts to come together? Like, that is just layers and layers of just kind of random brush strokes. You kind of want to see where the shadows are and what you want to do with them. And what I'm gonna do, actually, I'm gonna grab a different brush and with just clean water, just so I don't have to keep wetting and re-wetting my brush and loading it up again. So this is just what I'm gonna do. I just want to add a little bit more texture, but like not super rough, so it'll diffuse the texture. I mean, I could technically call it done now. I really like this. I literally took 10 minutes. But I'm going to I just keep playing with it. Sometimes I overwork it, but I like to keep adding a few more not highlights, but like dark spots, a few more like little texture on the lighter part of the mountain. So it really, at this point, is up to you. Like, check your eye, like kind of squint a little maybe, and like see what it's missing. I mean, it's a mountain, so it's not perfect. So it's like, you'll see, like you can get the hang of it, you know, it's like, this point is just a lot of texture and trying really hard to not overwork it. So I really think these came out great. Like, this is a good looking mountain, and I hope yours looks just as amazing, or if not more amazing. It really is a very intuitive process for these mountains. They're always gonna look different, so it really is up to you. Just work a little bit more on it, a little bit less. Like, it's just kind of like a feeling when you're doing it. So I really hope you learn something from this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you learned anything from the video. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date in all my content, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my Etsy store, where you're most likely gonna see one of these mountains in a t-shirt. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.